Hello and welcome to the Absolute Business Success Show with me, Carol Evans, your business consultant and coach. I've worked in business all my adult life and set up and run a number of my own businesses over the last 15 years. In this show, I'd like to share with you the tips and strategies that have helped me create success in my business and life, as well as those in my clients. In this series, I'm going to be interviewing women who inspire and asking why she does what she does. If you want full inspiration, then why not hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out? And if you'd like even more information, then why not head over to my website at consultancyandcoaching.co.uk. Here you'll find lots of wonderful freebies that'll help you make the progress you desire. Now, let's get started. Hello and welcome, Rebecca. Thank you so much for joining me this morning and for providing us with a little bit of Monday motivation. So I'm delighted to have you here with us, and why don't you jump straight in and tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Yeah, sure. So good morning, everyone, and thank you for having me on. So my name is Rebecca. I am a rapid transformational therapist. My journey to that has been, I started as a solicitor in a corporate law firm, became a mum, became a single mum, realised it wasn't going to work anymore. I'd always had this desire to sort of work with people. My degree was a psychology degree, so always very interested in the mind. Qualified as a yoga teacher, as a trauma-informed yoga teacher, so worked with women who'd experienced trauma and abuse from a yoga perspective in very powerful courses, and then was looking for something that just worked that little bit faster. So qualified as a rapid transformational therapist, which is a really powerful, very quick standalone therapy that combines the best bits of hypnotherapy, NLP, CBT, psychotherapy. And yeah, it's very, very quick transformation, as the name suggests.
Yeah, sounds absolutely fascinating, and particularly kind of like your training as a lawyer, and then this seemingly such a contrast in what you do. Was there a reason for you kind of moving into helping women with abuse and so on? Was there something within you that kind of really made you want to go and get into this type of work?
Yeah, I mean, I myself experienced abuse as a child, and then as often is the case when you have that, you then go on to have very unhealthy relationships as an adult, and married a not complete narcissist. So very, very difficult divorce. And it was yoga that got me through that. That was when my journey, very deep, just spiritual journey, began 10 years ago. And yeah, it was yoga that got me through, yoga that got me to the point. And then I kind of got to this point in my business, in my life, where I was feeling good. I dealt with everything, that I was consciously aware of, but there was some things sort of blocking me from the next level of success that I wanted to achieve in personal relationships, in my business, in financial, income and everything. And about 6 people one week mentioned RTT to me, rapid transformation therapy, and I thought, this is it, I need to explore it. So I explored it, had incredible results, and obviously the rest is history. I've qualified, and I'm now having incredible results with my clients. So there's a personal reason why I want to work with women who have experienced trauma and abuse, and I feel very deeply for people that have gone through this kind of experience, because they often have a very low sense of self-esteem, self-worth, understandably. But actually, they're really the strongest people in society, because they've survived such real hideousness. And I just feel really passionate that actually, with a little bit of support, they've already done amazingly to survive. And with a little bit of support, some tools, some skills, they can actually go on and have these amazing lives that they dream of, or even beyond their wildest dreams. When you're in that place, it's difficult to imagine ever having, say, a happy relationship or a successful business, or being able to stand up in front of people and delivering a talk, or whatever your thing is, I know that I can help people overcome it. And I feel that these women are really worthy of that, actually.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds like such a rewarding thing to do.
It is. It really is. Yeah. When you have a client and you can very quickly get to the root of what their issue is, transform them, and then it happens so quickly. Within days, I get voice notes and messages. Oh my God, this has happened. I feel amazing. Da, da, da. And it's really rewarding. Yeah.
Yeah. So is it kind of like just being able to get into the root cause that enables these people to then start to make challenges and improvements to their lives? And does doing that kind of then help them from that point onwards, or do they need ongoing support, or how does that part work?
Yeah, so I work with my clients on sort of one or two ways, really. They can come for just one or two RTT sessions, and it generally just is one or two for each, for issues. Someone had an anxiety, they just come for one or two sessions. And then that is generally kind of all they need. However, I also work with clients on a more long-term coaching basis. So if somebody was, say, setting up a new business or whatever, then I could do the RTT to deal with their limiting beliefs. We do carry out some mainly Kundalini practices to help shift stuck energy in the body, and then we'll employ some more cognitive, conscious strategies, so goal setting and things like that. So I can work. But how a RTT session works is we go into hypnosis, we get to the root cause of what the issue is, and then I do the sort of transformation, if you like, which basically reprograms into your mind how you want to feel, how you want life to be, and then you go away with a recording which you listen to, and that just rewires the subconscious. So the way I describe it, it's like manifestation on steroids, because you listen to this. You're listening to this recording that is personalized to you. I use your words, the things that you might say to me, all intertwined into this fabulous, lovely recording. And you listen to that every day for a minimum of 21 days. And because you're focused on this in a hypnotic state, the change is global. It's holistic through your whole life. So you may come to me about public speaking. We could work on that. But because everything is shifting, you'll suddenly notice everything in your life starts to shift in a positive way. It really is transformational.
I think it sounds like something we all need, Rebecca.
Yes. It really is. And some people will come with, really deep, powerful, painful issues. And some people might come because they have a fear of butterflies. And actually in the summer, that is a real nightmare for them. And it doesn't necessarily have to be something deep and traumatic. It can just be something that is affecting your life and stopping you from having the next level of success that you want in whatever area of your life that is.
Yeah. And it must be so rewarding for you to have experienced what you've experienced and now be in a position to give back to these to other people and to help them through. Yeah. And you look like you're doing amazingly well and full of confidence and satisfaction and joy. So it's obviously worked really well for you.
Yes, it's incredible. Yeah.
But on saying that, you must have hit many challenges along the way. So tell us about some of those in terms of training and setting up your own business.
Yeah, so for me, my biggest challenge is always time. As a single mum with two young children, they're 4 and 7. It's juggling and it's time. And my little boy has only really started sleeping through the nights-ish earlier the year. So, that is my main challenge. And for me, I am naturally somebody that has 1,000,001 ideas on the go at any time. And I'm sure lots of
I know that feeling.
can identify with that. So for me, it's been all about being really strict about what I'm focusing on. I'm a natural learner, so I just love to learn everything. So actually I've had to be quite strict about what I even expose myself to, because I'll go off on this sounds, shiny ball.
The next shiny new thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, that has been my biggest challenge. And they're kind of intertwined, because the more focused you are, the more effective you can be with your time, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. And has there ever been a time, because presumably you didn't just move from being a lawyer into what you're doing now, so was there a time when you kind of felt like giving it all up, when it got too much?
Absolutely, yes. Yes, I mean, I still do a couple of days in the law, because I am still in the process of building my business, and I'm a single parent, so there is nobody else to pay the mortgage or pay the bills or anything, so it's all sort of on me.
Adding even more to your time management issues.
Well, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And being really, really strict about when I'm at home, when my kids are at school and I'm working on a business, and then when I'm at work, it's very separate mindsets. I'm very focused on both. And it's a skill, actually. And it's something I've had to learn. But yeah, the main challenge for me is probably where I am right now. I'm sort of at a tipping point. On the days that I'm working on my business now, I'm getting really busy with clients, but I'm not quite at the level where I need to be, and I'm almost there, but it's just juggling everything.
Yeah.
And then the biggest thing is just that fear of, I've got to make the leap. But I'm actually on my list for this week of things to do is to write myself a transformational recording of all about that. So
oh wow, so we'll be interviewing you in the new year then, yes. And finding out that you've made that massive leap.
Absolutely, yes, that is the plan, yes.
That's fantastic. So what did you actually dream of as a child then, Rebecca? Because, kind of like you look at your career, the lawyer, and now the rapid transformation work. What did you actually dream of being when you were a child?
So in all of my career interviews at school, I was asked, what do you want to be? And I said, I want to be managing director. That was all I ever wanted to be. And then I was always interested in yoga, even as a child. And I was always very much interested in psychology of people, and specifically perception, and how two people can experience the same event and have completely different recollections, experiences of it. And that is very much what RTT is all about. You know, look at that perception that somebody's have, and we change it, we reframe it in a very powerful way. And then once you see things differently, you can simply no longer feel the same way about them. I mean, it's impossible. So as a child, I wanted to be a manager. And of course, this was back in the day where I was always a sort of A-grade student mainly, and just got told, oh, just be a hairdresser.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah. Yeah. Very, and it's something that...
And that's to an A-grade student as well?
Yeah. You just be a hairdresser, yeah, because obviously I was a girl. So this is also something that I'm very passionate about, this empowerment of women and girls, and actually saying no to what is put upon us as a society. I'm very, very passionate about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think school is so responsible for killing so many people's dreams. And I remember my son is 20 now. And by the way, he didn't sleep through the night till he was 5. So you can survive it. But
yes.
I remember him going through school, and I remember some of his friends being told, when they talked about their dreams, oh, and what's the plan B? Kind of like, oh, you've done no chance at plan A, so let's focus on plan B. And, my belief is that you can be whatever you want to be in life. As long as you are prepared to take the action, you can do whatever you want to do.
Absolutely.
And it's really interesting, though, that you wanted to be a managing director, and now you are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doing that,
absolutely. So. Finally.
So, Rebecca, I know you're in the transition period of taking that massive leap between kind of working part-time and going on your own full-time, but what does actually being the boss of your own business mean to you? What does it give to you?
A real sense of fulfilment, a sense of excitement. It gives me more freedom. which is something that is very important when you've got little ones who can be ill at the drop of a hat. And the corporates, particularly the legal world, doesn't necessarily allow for that. It gives me, it's like a buzz that you have, you know, you're building something, you're creating something that is going to have huge impact on people in a positive way. And it's, yeah, it's very exciting, because sometimes it can be a little bit, you know, overwhelming. That's when all the yoga skills come in then. Just that, right. And then the focus, you know, okay, what do I need to do for tomorrow now? And it really comes down to that point some days. And, you know, that's fine. It really is fine to be like that.
And the thing is, the thing that I always say to my clients is, everything you do in life is a challenge. You may as well do something that you're totally passionate about, you know, because any job has got its challenges. So just do something that you love.
Yeah, I mean, if I think back to when I was in the big corporate law firms, I'm in a smaller one now, a local firm. So, you know, I'm kind of easing my way out. But you know, I had a 3-hour commute. I had ridiculous hours, the time pressures. I would pick my daughter up, take her out of bed, put her back to bed at the end of the day in her pajamas. My mum had her. And, you know, that was really hard. I cried every day. And there's a different, and it's something that I wasn't passionate about. It was you know, you kind of are clock watching. And that is really, really hard. Having your own business is a different hard, as you said. It is an exciting, empowering. You know, I don't want to get to the end of my life and look back and think, oh, I should have just gone for it, you know. Everything will be fine. Everything will work it out. Everything will be fine. You just have to, I think, you know, particularly if you're in a situation like me as a single parent where there is no other financial income, you know, it's slightly different if there is an income paying the mortgage and things. But of course, everybody has different financial situations. But you just have to be sensible about it, and you have to have a plan, and, you know, and actually have goals that are clear and that you can work towards, and you understand why you're doing what you're doing. And particularly if you're like me and can get just pulled off in every direction. You know, I mean, I have on my phone my goals for the week on my screensaver. So every time I look at my phone, I'm like, right, okay, I have to do that, and I have to, and I know everything I have on my list of why I'm doing it, of to do. I ask myself, why am I doing it? How is this moving my business forward? And then at the end of the day, I just spend 5 minutes. Okay, what have I achieved today? Because it's so easy at the end of the day to have had a really busy day, particularly when you've got children and juggling other things, and then you're pulled. You know, you're doing everything, and you can get to the end of the day and think, well, what have I actually achieved today? So it's important to focus your mind. I think it's a really empowering thing to do, actually. General practice for any goal that you have.
Absolutely, and that's such great tips, Rebecca. And I have to say, I spend a lot of time at a desktop computer, and my goals are right there in front of me. Every time I look at the screen, they're reminding me what else I need to do. So don't spend too much time being diverted on Facebook or, or whatever else. So Rebecca, what would be your top tips for other people who have set up their businesses, who are at that kind of really challenging stage and perhaps thinking, oh, I can't do it anymore, I'm going to give it up, get back into the workplace? What tips would you give them and advice?
I think you need to go back to the reason why you were doing this, and really actually put yourself in that mindset of when you were a full-time employee, and get back into that space of actually how much you didn't like it, because there's a reason why you're setting your own business up, because that alone, your mind will drive you away from that pain naturally. And then reconnect to your goals. You know, why are you doing this? What do you want to achieve? Look at the people around you who can help you, who can, you know, can you outsource anything? Can you know, all of those sort of things, but really is having this sort of deep connection to your goal and your plan.
And I think as you say, in terms of things like outsourcing, a lot of people put this off and think, oh, I need to be in a much further developed stage of the business before I do this. It was the best thing I did in my own business. As soon as I started to outsource, other things just fell into place, and you just cannot do everything yourself, and you just don't have the skills as much as anything. And yes, we're all learners, but
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, and what would be your advice of people who are still in their 9 to 5 corporate roles? Because, when you talked about, remember how awful it was in the corporate world, it's so easy to forget how awful it is, isn't it? And how it's just kind of like 8 hours, or if you're lucky, 8 hours.
Yeah.
Get to the end of the day, you get home, fall into bed, get up and do the whole thing all over again. But then once you hit other challenges, it's easy to kind of like just see the rosy side of that.
Mm-hmm.
So for those people who are still in their 9 to 5s, what advice would you give to them if they're thinking about starting their own business?
Absolutely do it. It would be my advice. And I just going back to what I said before, really get a plan. What is the business? Get very clear on what you want to do and who your client is. Look into your network to see who you've already got that potentially you can start, and just get started. And that could be something as simple as like a play project. So it could be writing a PDF or something, and just seeing what interests people have. Or if you want to do the classic sort of let's write a business plan, everything. My advice is to get a coach, actually, if you're struggling with those things and you don't have experience in your life or people around you that can help you. Really get a coach, because although it is, it's an outgoing, the return on investment will be massive, just to help you get that clarity. Because we do a lot of stupid stuff when we are panicking and worried and not knowing what we're doing, and somebody else can see that, and you can't. You're busy, but you can't necessarily see that actually a lot of what you're doing is unnecessary at this point in your business.
Yeah, absolutely. And so Rebecca, what is next for you then? What is down the line or coming up quickly for you?
Yeah, so I am in the process of having all my branding redone, which I'm very excited about, because I finally found
a nice job now, isn't it?
Yeah, that's lovely. So once that's done, my new website and everything will be up, and then I will be outsourcing a VA to kind of get my message out there. So I'm very excited about that. I currently primarily work with entrepreneurs. Though I have got some male clients, but mainly female. And what I'm working on now is a project to go into law firms, because having come through that route myself, I see a lot of highly intelligent people who actually got lots of emotional or personal things, and a lot of them are high achievers. They're straight A's, university, top law firms. And a lot of high achievers have got trauma in their backgrounds. I think it's about 75% the reports show. So I'm working on a program for law firms now, because that is where I would like to go.
Yeah, that sounds fabulous. Yeah.
Work with the young professionals at the start of their career, so they don't end up, burnout amongst solicitors and suicide is high, and so that they don't get to that point.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I had my last corporate job involved working with a lot of people from law firms, and I've seen the effects not just of abuse they may have suffered in the past, but just from that working in that high pressured, very male dominated environment. So yeah, that sounds really good. And I have to say, Rebecca, I have really enjoyed talking to you this morning and hearing all about the amazing work that you've done and how you've taken yourself through your own challenges, and you're coming out and offering such a fabulous service to primarily to other women. And I really, really wish you well. And if people want to find out more about you, where should they go at the moment to get information?
So the easiest place at the moment is Facebook. So Rebecca Ingram Coach. And I'm happy to accept sometimes, personal friend requests from women on my personal profile or my business page.
Okay, and I will put it in the link when I post up the video for anybody who wants to follow up with Rebecca. So I thank you so much, Rebecca, for coming and talking to us this morning, and thank you to everybody for listening in, and I wish everybody a great day and a fantastic, productive, happy week. Thanks very much.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching this episode, which I sincerely hope you found both beneficial and enjoyable. Now don't forget to head over to my website at consultancyandcoaching.co.uk and download the freebies there. Stay tuned for the next episode. Now go out there and create great success.